Hi y'all, I'm in my bathroom right now. So I just want to make a video about how dating is like the best form of therapy. And if you resonate with this, you know what I mean. Because dating like triggers you like nothing else. And I know people say marriage does that as well. I haven't really gotten to that point, so I don't really have experience with that. But I feel like if you are actively dating and you're constantly, if you're like meeting guys that trigger you, just like out the wazoo, like just trigger you, and y'all are already getting into disagreements before like going anywhere, I think this is a great thing. I think this is like meant to be. It's like, it's like, I've been doing a lot of like inner work and self reflection and trying to be the best version of myself. And I've been asking, the universe, God, like present me with any people, battles, things, people, places that can help me become the best version of myself. And they're like, bet. So I went on a date this weekend, and this is the type of person I typically would not go on a date with because of their age. They're younger than me. I don't date guys younger than me by no means. But this guy, he kept like he would not stop. Like I kept telling him, I'm this and that. I told him all my flaws. I kept trying to like shoot him away. I kept trying to like scare him away. And nothing was budging. So I was like, and then I like looked at his profile and I was like, wow, he looks really intelligent. And I like intelligent people. And so I was like, okay, bet, I'm going on the date, whatever, let's do it, whatever. Whatever happens, right? And so, like, oh my God, everything was triggering me, from the traffic to getting there, to how complicated it was meeting at the place, to actually, there was just so many things that were triggering me before I even met the guy. And then when we finally met, like, it was so many triggers for me, and I didn't show them at all. I'm very proud of myself because I kept like breathing in, like, and I kept breathing out and just like going with the flow and just saying what I wanted to say, but not in like a crazy way, in like a level-headed way. So I was proud of myself for that. But this guy, he wanted to meet at the mall. So I'm like, if you are meeting a girl at the mall, you must want to buy her something, right? Like, you must want to buy her something. Not only did we meet at the mall, we met at the Galleria. Okay? Such a nice mall. So I'm in this mall and I'm already triggered seeing all these happily beautiful family and friends with their shopping bags and their perfect little children, and they're like holding hands and smiling during the merry season of giving around Christmas time. And I'm like by myself trying to like meet up with this random dude offline. I'm like triggered, okay? I typically avoid places like this around Christmas, being a single woman, because I have to look at everybody have everything I've ever wanted, and it was not easy. It was not easy. I noticed that I have a lot of inner work to do because I was so triggered by everything I was seeing. I was like, dang, like every girl I saw had a strong man on her arm and a bunch of shopping bags, and there were like people, like families in line for Santa. I'm like, oh my God, this is like Hallmark, the epitome of Hallmark in real life. I'm like, dang, this is the kind of stuff I would dream about, right? Oh my God, there were like so many people in the Gucci store, so many great stores, and I was just like, I was like, can that be me one day, Lord? So I was triggered as hell. I was like feeling depressed before I even got to the guy because I was seeing all these great, beautiful things around me that I've dreamed about but never really got a chance to experience, right? So I finally got to the guy, and damn, I could tell right off the bat, like, this was not going to go anywhere. Unfortunately, but I hate crowds. Like I hate being alone in crowds because that just like ignites my anxiety. And this guy, he's kind of seems like a psychopath. And he was like, yeah, I just love crowds and people watching. And I always think people that like to people watch are super weird because I wouldn't want to be people watched. So I don't do that to other people because I feel like when you make that awkward eye contact of like just looking at somebody, it's like weird. Unless you're like trying to obviously flirt with them, that's fine. But I'm not the type to just like be in a crowd alone and people watch. So I can tell it just wasn't gonna work out when I first saw him because he seemed like really like I said, I don't date guys younger than me. I date guys older than me, like more than 5 years older than me typically. So I could tell he was like insecure because he kept looking down at his phone even though like I was like waving at him. And so I was like, okay, I was like, I'm not leaving this mall without him buying me something because he wants to invite me to the freaking Galleria, the epitome of Christmas and all of these beautiful things going on. I'm like he can't be luring me to this mall and not trying to buy me something. Guess what? He was. He was. That was his plan all along, to lure this beautiful girl, this beautiful looking gold digger, this beautiful looking girl out of his league to the mall and not get her anything. Okay, that's one of my biggest triggers in my life. Okay, so I put up a fight. I was like looking at everything, and it got to an awkward moment where I was trying to encourage him to buy me this necklace, and it was not expensive. So, and he was not budging. He was not budging, and so he was like, he was like, I'm not here to impress you, and so this was like a nightmare for me. Like there were so many things I wanted to say, but I just let it fly because I was like, okay, I'm the dumbass that wanted to meet up with like a 6-year-old in the Galleria Mall. Mind you, I didn't know this was a mall because he was just like the Galleria. I just thought it was like maybe an outlet, but it was like a gigantic mall with so much going on. And so he wanted to take me to this cheap ass taco place, right? Another trigger. I don't go to cheap ass places. So I had to like bicker back and forth with him of not going to this cheap ass taco place and to go, I think I have something on the stove, and to go somewhere that I've usually frequent, right? And so that took a while because I finally got him to go to this other place. And so this was like a really stubborn guy, and I was just so triggered the entire time. And I kept my cool. I don't know why I kept my cool so much. I think it was because I was so exhausted being in the crowd. I don't like crowded places anymore. Like my energy is so potent, and I'm so like sensitive now. I avoid crowds. So that threw me off of my game, being in the crowd. And this guy is really smart. So I don't know. And he's been like watching my social media for a while. So I don't know if he did his research and could tell what type of person I am and did that on purpose intentionally. He might have, because he definitely seems like a psychopath, right? And so like my whole game was fucked because my whole game was fucked because I was overwhelmed by just the constant energy everywhere. I mean, the crowd was fucking huge in this mall, right? And so when I'm overwhelmed, like I'm not gonna waste energy. I conserve energy. I'm not gonna waste energy bickering back and forth with you. I'm just gonna be like, okay, cool, bye. So I parked so far. It was so hard to get to my car. And he was like, let's just go in my car. And like at that point, my energy was exhausted. I didn't know anybody but this dude. I was like, why the fuck not? I was like, why the fuck not? Let's just do it. Let's just fucking do it. Whatever. So we got in his car, and he bought a brand new Tesla. It wasn't a good Tesla. It was like one of the lower end ones. And so, oh my god, y'all. It's just one thing after another that kept triggering me and triggering me and triggering me. And the whole time I stayed like feminine and polite, even though he was being rude. Like after we went to the restaurant, he was trying to get me to go to his house. And I was telling him, like, I don't really know you. I prefer to get to know you, and it's only our first date. And he was like, it's not like we're 18. I wanted to say, fuck you. I don't give a fuck if we're 18 or 50. It is my choice to not want to be intimate with you or go to your fucking house because I don't fucking know you, and I don't do that. That's what I wanted to say. But no, I didn't say that. I didn't say any of that. I was, calmly like, well, I don't really feel comfortable with that, and I prefer us to get to know each other better. This is only our first date. And he was like acting like a little baby bitch. And it was funny because he was saying we're not 18. I was like, well, you're acting like an 18-year-old fucking virgin right now, pressuring me to go to your house. That's what I wanted to fucking say. But I didn't say that because I've been doing my inner work. I've been working on my triggers. So, I just took a deep breath and I was like, can you get me to my car? And he was just taking forever. And y'all, like, honestly, I went home and cried because I was like, I'm so sick of the same old shit. Like, I see all of these women around me getting treated like princesses, queens, shopping bags galore. And I'm like, what the fuck is it gonna take for me to be that girl? Like, of course, I typically avoid dating guys younger than me, so I know that was a mistake right there. And this was my fault, even agreeing to a date with this guy. But even when I go out alone, like, I don't, like, yeah, I meet vice presidents. Yeah, they offer to buy me my drink, but shit, they're not taking me shopping. They're not trying to wife me up. They're not trying to, like, do all this other thing. So I'm just trying to, like, do my inner work and just keep on, like, trying to maybe uncover some layers of trauma that I'm not sure might be, like, lingering inside of me that's keeping me from the love life that I want. I don't fucking know, to be honest. I'm gonna sign up for therapy to figure it all out. Because I got home and I, like, cried. And I was, like, so fucking depressed. I was like, I don't deserve this. Seeing all these people in the mall so happy with their kids and shit. And they had, like, shopping bags galore. And I'm like, oh my god. And so, but I'm happy that triggered me. I'm so happy that triggered me because it made me journal. It made me go out and have 2 glasses of Merlot at the Honor Bar in Highland Park. And that was a whole therapy session right there. It is in itself. Yes, I went to the bathroom and cried. And it was the best cry of my life. I realized that, man, I realized a lot of stuff has occurred in my early years that did not set me up for the best dating life in the future. And my parents, they're not that smart, so I don't know if they're aware. I don't really know if it's their fault. I don't know if it's my fault. I don't really know, but I'm just trying to figure it all out. And I know by doing inner work, breathing, journaling, taking care of myself, not quitting, not giving up, constantly dating. I feel like dating and being in, like, constant communication with men, because men are a big trigger for me, because I have to, I'm still learning how to properly communicate my I mean, properly communicate with them without being like too aggressive, too feminine. So I'm trying to find like this balance. But I feel like sometimes I need to be like super aggressive and upfront. But I really don't know. I'm still trying to figure it out. Because if I'm too like soft, I know they don't respect that. So I don't know. I don't know how you girls do it. I would like all the advice, all the help, but I'm glad I went on that date because it made me realize that I still have a lot of. Well, I figured it out. I journaled about it, and it made me realize that I had some jealousy going on there of seeing people who have what I don't have and being jealous of that. But I got rid of that. I am happy for people who have what I don't have. And when I was auditioning to be an NFL cheerleader for the Saints, the coach said that. She said, "Be happy for other people who have more than you do." I don't know why she said that. I guess she saw a bunch of girls who would never get to certain levels in life, maybe. I don't know why she said that. But she said, "Be happy for others who have more than you do." And that's what I have been working on when I've been triggered by all of this. Because it wasn't the guy at all. He was just some random horny guy, like usual. It's all about me and what I'm projecting and about what's inside of me and the energy that I'm giving off. But the guy triggered all of this. He was the one who invited me to the mall, made me see all these happy freaking Hallmark families, perfect, happily holding hands and all that shit. All these girls with their shopping bags, Gucci stores, all of this. I am so glad I went because I know what I need to work on. I am now happy to see other people have what I want because that means it is that much closer to me. And I don't get jealous anymore. I'm typically not a jealous person, but this just caught me off guard. I didn't know where I was going. I didn't know I was going to the mall and seeing all of these beautiful relationships in there. I didn't know I was gonna go to the mall and I got triggered. I got caught off guard. I got overwhelmed. But I'm glad that happened because it let me like release some stuff off of my heart to be a better version of myself. So I'm glad I got triggered. I'm glad I went on a date. And that's why I say dating is like the best therapy. Dating is the best therapy if you're single. Because I feel like if you are getting triggered during dating, then you're not ready for marriage. Because if you skip past the inner work you need to do while dating, then marriage is going to be a fucking nightmare for you and you might like murder your spouse or something. So you don't want to do that. You don't want to go there. You don't want to be bickering back and forth with your spouse, be living a miserable life and all that. So I'm glad that I'm still single and still dating and still doing the work now and meeting guys that trigger me. I'm so glad to meet that guy who triggered me because he let me know what I need to work on in some type of weird way. I mean, it has nothing to do with him, but I'm glad that what I asked the universe for, it presented me with the challenge that I needed to overcome to get to where I want to go. So now that I went through that experience, I cried when I got home just because I felt so overwhelmed and, confused and all of these emotions. I realized I have a lot of more inner work to go, and it never stops. Like, it never stops. So I have a lot of layers to uncover about myself that I haven't really delved deep into, that I'm ready to dive deep into. And after I figured this all out, I felt upgraded. I felt like a new woman. I felt like crystalline, if you know what I mean by saying that. Like, it makes me even more resilient, more stronger, more better. So I'm so proud of myself for being open to go out on dates, meet people, do random things, go with the flow sometimes, and not always like put up a fight. But I did have to put up a fight. I did. I had to get some pushback during this date. But you know what? Like when I was triggered and I took a deep breath before I said something and exhale, I stayed feminine, I stayed cordial, I stayed calm. But the next day, I regretted being like that. I was like, you should have just let it out. Like, let him have it. Say what you always wanted to say. Like, who is this guy? This is why I don't date younger guys. Because, 28-year-old guy, minus that by 5, he's probably, like, mentally still in high school. And it's funny because he said, like, it's not like we're 18. I should have told him, well, you're acting like a fucking 18-year-old virgin right now. And I'm confused about this part on the inner work. Like, yes, doing inner work is not for you to get triggered, but I'm still trying to discover that fine line to saying what I want to say versus what would my higher self say. You know what I mean? So this is the part of inner work where I'm really like lost at. I'm really confused. I'm really stuck on this. Because if the next day I'm kicking myself over what I should have said, should I not have just taken that deep breath and thought before I spoke? Or should I have just like let it out and let him have it? I don't know. And this is where therapy comes into play. I think I'm going to go to therapy, y'all, because I don't know. I've been doing my own inner work for years, and I think it's time to just like do something different. I want to do hypnotherapy or EDRM, something like that, just to get some insight and clarity. So, yeah, I feel reborn. Okay. Like this triggered me to the point where I uncovered another layer of myself, and I feel lighter, I feel freer in my heart. And I'm glad this happened. So that's why I say that dating is the best therapy. If you're doing it right. I mean, I'm not saying go out with anybody and everybody, but like if you feel like your intuition is saying like just go on a date and you don't really know why, just go, just go and then figure it out when you get there. So, yeah. I mean, still have high standards. Still have your standards. I'm not saying date somebody 28 like I did. Don't do that. I don't know why I did that. Yeah, that was weird. But something just told me go on this particular date. And that was, I think, the universe's way of triggering me so I can upgrade in mind, body, and soul. So this is why I say I think dating is one of the best ways of doing therapy. And journaling your experience, the next day after, and, just working through your limiting beliefs and anything that triggers you is just like so beneficial for your health, for your future. So yeah, I know dating is really, for me, it's really hard. And I don't know if it's because of my upbringing, my childhood upbringing, and how I was like never really taught about relationships, or how I'm just trying to figure out this all out on my own, and how the people before me made mistakes. Well, the people within the last 2 or 3 generations made mistakes that I don't want to repeat, so they don't really know what to tell me because they're lost too. I think maybe that's why it's been such a challenge for me. Because I hear other girls talking about, oh my god, it's so fun, I get spoiled, and I'm like, oh, they must have like healthy parents or something. I don't know. I really don't know why some people get so many challenges when dating and others just like have a breeze, have the best time of their life. I don't know. So I have so many questions, and I'm just trying to do the best I can with everything and be the best version of myself. So yeah, this date made me realize that I had some underlying jealousy to uncover about not being happy for people who have more than I do, but now I am happy for others who have more than I do. I embrace them. I smile at them. I love them. I am so proud of them for getting to where they are at. And I want to be friends with them. I want to be more like them. Another thing is, I think I may still have some people pleasing tendencies in me, but I personally don't think I do. I just think it comes off as people pleasing to a more like psychopathic kind of person, because any kindness you show them, they like eat that shit up. And so I'm genuinely a kind person, so I had to like really pull back on that, because like if that's your natural personality, being kind, then a psychopath is going to be like, oh yeah, this bitch is like a sucker. But in reality, that's not the way it is. That's just how they perceive you. So in this day and age, you got to be more, if you're kind, you got to tone that shit down. Like, you got to be more of a bitch, because people are like harping on every chance they get to take advantage of kindness. So you really, really got to be like, really, really, really like sprinkle that shit here and there every now and then. Don't like do it here, don't do it there. Especially when you get drunk. When I get drunk, like I get a little bit like happy and bubbly. But I try not to show that too much, especially around like psychopathic kind of guys who have like no empathy. I try to like keep that to myself. So yeah, you guys, dating out here is like a war zone for me. But I appreciate it. It's up leveling me for sure in ways I never thought it could. So I think this is like free therapy, really, honestly. But yeah, you guys tell me what you think. If you're out there, you're dating, do you think dating is like free therapy? Are you having a blast? Are you finding a guy who's like so nice and kind and doing everything you want? That's beautiful. If you're not, look, connect with me. Like, let me know that I'm not the only one out here experiencing all of these vultures, or all of these challenges, all of these people that just try to like size you up, try to like see what they can get, instead of like being more giving, taking type of balance. Let me know, because this is so interesting, and I love talking about inner work and being the best version of yourself. So yeah, I'm gonna keep dating, keeping positive. That's what got me on this date, my freaking positivity. And sometimes I say I'm too fucking positive, because like, who just hops up and meets someone at the mall? He meets somebody at the mall and you don't even know what kind of person they are. Oh, me, I do it. Oh, wow, I'm so adventurous, so positive, whatever. I'm gonna keep being that way. I love it. See you guys.